Hey guys, it's Rob from Team DBZ Biscuit, and as you guys can probably tell, it's time for another deck profile. And we are looking down on Chaos Dragons. Chaos Dragons. Haven't I done that before? Yeah, wait, hold on, bad idea. Hey, let's talk about this. Dark Worlds. Wait a second. I've done that before too. Oh man, come on. You know what? Here we go. Here's something rogue as hell. Anti-meta banish deck. Wait a second. I've done that too. You guys are such great viewers and we love you so much. You know what? I've got to bust out something totally different, totally unexpected. And let's talk about this, and this is for our friends at FTK, Team FTK. Let's talk about Mystic Mine, shall we? Mystic Mine, probably the most insanely hideous burn deck ever assembled, probably. It's just so many things. It's skill drain without paying 1,000 life points. It's Swords of Revealing Light with no time limit. It is Kaiser Coliseum, essentially, because, if your opponent controls more monsters than you, it's just there and they can't do any of that stuff. So, yeah, in the deck profile, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you guys too on that bandwagon. Well, I've always wanted to build it. I've always wanted something that irritates and aggravates. Don't get me wrong. I love a good strategy game myself. But sometimes you just want to sit there and do nothing. But here it goes. Mystic Mine. Run 3 of them. Mystic Mine is the quarterback of the whole team. It's the quarterback of the whole team, and whatever you gotta do, you gotta protect your quarterback. Remember that as you see some of my card choices. But Mystic Mine, it's a 3 of it must. The only monster I run in this build, because of the fact that Mystic Mine negates effects, I run 2 copies of Lilith. Lilith will tribute herself off to get you any normal trap card. And when you see my list of normal trap cards in this deck, you're gonna understand why I'm running 2 and possibly gonna run a 3rd. Alright, but that, like I said, that does it for the monsters. Very important not to keep monsters on your side of the field when running this deck. Next spell card. What better way to get a field spell card than the 2/4 of Terraforming? Terraforming is great because it can get that spell card right to hand. You can activate it. This deck really does play pretty well, either going first or second. It probably prefers first though. Next 4, my searchers. 3 Pot of Dualities. Pot of Duality, yeah, you can't special summon, but remember, Lilith is your only monster. She's a normal summon. You don't really care. And of course you can only play 1 per turn, but you set the other 2. If you end up with them all at the same time. Draw Engine. 3 Card of Demise. 3-time Card of Demise. Yes, it gets a little bricky, especially when you start drawing into Card of Demise in the same turn that you played one, because you can only activate 1 per turn. But 3 Cards of Demise, and then of course the objective is not to have anything in your hand, because the end effect of Card of Demise is you dump whatever's in your hand. That followed up by 3 Wave Motion Cannons. 3 Wave Motion Cannons are a lot to handle. As the deck is being presented to you, you better have a lot of Twin Twisters, you better have your Heavy Storm Dusters, and you better have your MSTs and Typhoons and Hurricanes and whatever else you have to destroy back row, because this is a back row paradise, is what this is. Wave Motion Cannon, every standby phase of yours, it puts 1,000 on it. If you get 2 of them out there, you only gotta wait 4 turns to shut them off and kill somebody. Alright, and that does it for the spell lineup, with the exception of 1, and I will explain it later. Our trap cards. I play 3 Ojama Trios because I love to give you monsters, because that will ensure that my Mystic Mine stays on the field. As long as you have monsters. Remember, it don't matter if it comes from you or from me. As long as you have a monster, Mystic Mine stays put. And of course, it's a normal trap card, so it's searchable with Lilith. Next, we had the 2 ways of getting the field spell to the field. Well, here's 3 more. I run 3 versions of Metaverse. Metaverse, you activate it in your opponent's turn. You can activate activate Mystic Mind right from the deck. You can grab it, pop it out there, shut down anything your opponent's going to do to it. Of course, the downside of Metaverse, it can be stopped by Ash Blossom. Because of the little or add it to hand. It will be stopped by Ash Blossom. So don't go out there and think you can shut down Ash Blossom with a Metaverse, because you can't do it. Now here's where I like to refer to it as hitting turbo burn. I run 2 bad reactions to Smachi. Smachi, anything you're supposed to gain, you lose. And that says enough about it. And that will granted it's not searchable, that's why I run 2 of them, because I do want to see it. But I don't want to see a 3rd one, because even if you have 2 on the field, it only happens once. Which is important to remember. Don't go clogging up your back row with double bad reaction to Smachi, expecting it to do double burn damage, because it won't happen. I run 3 Paths of Destiny and couple that with bad reaction. I'm not going to activate bad path on unless I have bad reaction already out there. But it's a gain 2,000 or a lose 2,000. But in your aspect, you gain if it's heads. But if it's heads or tails, it doesn't matter. Your opponent is still losing 2,000 per pass. And that's followed up with the wonderful gift card, giving your opponent 3,000 life points. No, we're not. We're taking it away. You pop 2 of those gift cards and 1 of those Paths of Destiny, game's over. It's really aggressive, but it's a lot of fun to do. That's followed up again. Now these are all normal trap cards, like I said, so they're all searchable with Lilith's effect. Secret Barrel does damage for everything your opponent controls, whether it be on the field or in the hand. So it's 300 damage per card or 200 damage per card. It's still, when you sit there and give them Ojama Trios and Ojama Duos, and they have a Link monster out here and they have a whole back row that they can't do anything with, well, that's the thing. Secret Barrel will do a lot of damage in a turn if it has to. I run 2 of the Ring of Destruction. I only run Ring of Destruction because the errata states that you can't game with it anymore. If I could game with it, I would run 3. There's no doubt about it. And my last, again, normal trap cards, regular normal trap cards. I play just desserts because when I give Ojama Trios and Ojama Duos and you have a Link monster up there, you flip 3 just desserts. That will be, let's see, 500 per monster, 2,500, 25 and 25. That's 7,500 right there with three just desserts. Now I have a couple, and this may confuse some of you because I'm going back to an actual spell card here. I do run a 1/4 Field Barrier right now. I will be running this at 3. Field Barrier, extremely good. And now the reason it is extremely good is if you can Field Barrier your Mystic Mind, even if you go first, Field Barrier, Mystic Mind, and Mystic Mind has that effect that if there are no monsters on your side of the field or your opponent's side of the field, it destroys itself. Field Barrier stops it. So it is going to be there to stay. The other nice thing, your opponent cannot activate another field spell card as long as it's on the field. He can set it, but he cannot activate it. Diagrams, Gates to the Dark World, any field spell based deck will be crippled by that card. The other thing, for Mystic Mind, if somebody Twin Twisters and they choose Mystic Mind and Field Barrier to go, Field Barrier is the only card to go because it cannot be destroyed. Mystic Mind will not be destroyed at the same time. And I am using that in place of the customary Dark Bribes. Dark Bribe is a great counter spell card, don't get me wrong, but I have lost more games than I've won by giving people extra cards. That's why I would much rather have 3 Field Barriers than a combination of Dark Bribe and Field Barrier. I'm working on getting them. They're like 35, 40 cents a piece on TCG Player. I'll get them. I'm not gonna worry about it. But that's that. Mystic Mind does so much, and it's an incredible burn deck. I mean, I played some matches. I played Nexus where I locked people out with an Ojama Duo and Ojama Trio. combination and just sat there and burned them with just desserts and secret barrels. I don't. Mystic Mine is not a win condition. It's a big plus, don't get me wrong. But it is not a win condition with this deck. And it's insane. But that's the deck. I mean, it doesn't really require a side deck. I would say some of the decks it does have a problem with is True Dracos, with their ability to pop stuff with their spell cards and stuff like that. That's a problem. Side deck, Masker Restrict. You play a Masker Restrict on a True Draco player, he gets mad. He can't do anything. He can't even summon a dang monster. Never mind try to, get rid of anything. Orcust, I've never been fond of Orcust, so I can't really talk bad about them. Another thing you might think about side decking in this deck is Soul Drain. Pay 1,000 life points to stop graveyard effects, because things like Dark World, things like Dangers. I see a lot of people playing Danger nowadays. Danger Orcust, Danger Thunder Dragons. They can't get their effects. That's what, like I said, Mystic Mine. It's not a question of when is it going to get banned. It's a question of, how long are we going to be able to play with it? And I'm going to play with it as long as I can. That's why I traded off some stuff, got this deck together. Like I said, guys, this is Rob from Team DBZ Biscuit. This is a temporary profile. I will be modifying it, but that's my look on this deck. I mean, skill level maybe a 3, 4. Intelligence rating I'm a -2 maybe, but because all you do is sit there and flip cards all day. But you know what? It's a real lot of fun to watch somebody do 7,700 points worth of damage, and you drop a Mystic Mine, and they just get that look like you just ran over their pet puppy. Because they know now they know they don't have MSTs, they know they don't have Twin Twisters, they don't have Dust Tornadoes or any other get rid of that Mystic Mine kind of thing, and they know you're eventually going to burn them per game. But you know what? It's a deck profile. It's something I haven't done before, and that's what the whole thing was. I mean, we get asked for certain deck profiles, and there's certain decks you can only do so much with. So that's why I decided to go out to a card tournament yesterday out in Charlotte, and I ended up getting everything I needed for Mystic Mine. It's a really fun deck to play. It's an inexpensive deck to play. I mean, the thing that costs the most in there is the common wave motion cannons at like $12 a piece. But it's a fun deck, guys. And, if you play for fun, or if you really want to trash the meta, try playing Mystic Mine. It's a lot of fun to watch people get upset when you play it. Alright, but other than that, guys, keep smashing that like button, keep hitting the like button, keep asking for different kinds of videos. I'm Rob for Team DBZ Biscuit. I'm out of here.